The abandoned hospital loomed before me, a haunting relic of the past, its windows broken and its corridors shrouded in darkness. The moon provided the only source of light as I cautiously stepped inside. Ignoring the stories of its haunted history, I was determined to explore the deserted building and uncover its chilling secrets. The air was thick with an unsettling stillness, broken only by the occasional creaking of floorboards under my feet. As I ventured deeper into the hospital's dark interior, the temperatures seemed to plummet, sending shivers down my spine. I could feel a presence watching me, an invisible force that left me on edge. The flickering lights cast eerie shadows on the walls, and I couldn't escape the feeling that I was not alone in the decaying building. I made my way to the old hospital wing, rumored to be the most haunted part of the building. The long, dimly lit hallways stretched out before me like a labyrinth, each step taking me further into the unknown. As I explored the derelict wards, I heard faint whispers echoing through the halls. They were hushed, barely audible, but filled with an undeniable sense of despair and torment. Goosebumps covered my skin, and I could feel the hair on the back of my neck stand on end. In one of the rooms, I came across an old patient chart left behind from the hospital's closure. It chronicled the tragic stories of patients who had once occupied the wards. Untimely deaths, failed treatments, and a history of unspeakable suffering. The chilling accounts only fueled my curiosity, and I pressed on, determined to uncover the truth behind the hospital's haunting. But as I ventured further into the darkness, the sense of being watched intensified, and the shadows seemed to move on their own. A sudden gust of wind extinguished my flashlight, plunging me into complete darkness. Panic surged through me as I fumbled to relight it, my heart pounding like a drum in my chest. The flickering light returned, revealing a ghostly figure standing at the end of the hallway. Its features were blurred and indistinct, but its presence was undeniable. The apparition beckoned me forward, its hand outstretched in a chilling invitation. I tried to step back, to escape the ghostly encounter, but an invisible force held me in place. The figure's hollow eyes bore into mine, and a sense of dread washed over me like an icy wave. In a voice that sounded like the rustling of leaves in the wind, the apparition spoke. "Why have you come to this place of restless souls?" Fear paralyzed me, but I managed to stutter. I came to uncover the truth, to understand the haunting that lingers in this hospital." The ghostly figure seemed to sigh, a sound that echoed like a mournful melody. "The truth you seek lies in the darkness of your own soul," it replied cryptically. Before I could respond, the figure dissolved into a wisp of mist, leaving me standing alone in the dimly lit hallway. The hospital seemed to pulse with a malevolent energy, and the whispers grew louder, as if the spirits were warning me to leave. In my determination to face the haunting, I had unknowingly become a part of it. The hospital's tormented history had intertwined with my own, and now I found myself trapped in its relentless grip. As I tried to find my way out of the hospital, the walls seemed to shift and change. The once familiar layout became a maze of endless corridors, each leading to the same haunting presence. In one room, I encountered a ghostly apparition of a nurse, her face contorted with anguish. She beckoned me closer, and I felt an overwhelming sadness wash over me as she silently pointed to her name badge. It read, Emily Johnson, nurse. Her spirit seemed to be bound to the hospital, unable to find peace in the afterlife. As I reached out to touch her, my hand passed through her translucent form, sending a chill through my entire body. I realized that I had become a vessel for the restless spirits, a conduit for their suffering. The hospital was feeding off my fear and despair, trapping me in a nightmarish cycle of torment. In a desperate bid to break free, I closed my eyes and confronted the darkness within myself. I acknowledged the fear that had consumed me, the guilt of prying into the lives of the deceased, and the arrogance of thinking I could unravel the mysteries of the haunted hospital. With a deep breath, I released the darkness, surrendering to the unknown. As I did, the hospital seemed to groan, its malevolent grip loosening. The haunting whispers faded, and the chilling apparitions dissolved into the darkness. I found myself back at the entrance of the abandoned hospital. The moon had retreated behind the clouds, leaving the building in complete darkness. But this time, the air was still, the presence of restless souls gone. As I stepped out of the hospital, a sense of relief washed over me. The haunting was over, and I had finally broken free from its grasp, In the distance, the hospital stood, a dark silhouette against the night sky. I knew that its secrets would forever remain a mystery, buried within its haunted walls. Haunted Hospital at night had taught me a valuable lesson. Some secrets are best left undisturbed, for in the pursuit of truth, one may find themselves confronted not only by malevolent spirits, but also by the darkness within their own soul. The experience had changed me, leaving a profound sense of respect for the unknown and a newfound understanding of the power of the supernatural. As I walked away from the abandoned hospital, I couldn't help but wonder about the countless stories that had unfolded within its walls. Each room held memories of the lives that once inhabited them, the laughter, the tears, the pain, and the joy. I knew that those stories would remain forever enshrined in the haunted halls, a testament to the fragility and complexity of human existence. With a heavy heart, I made my way back to civilization, carrying the weight of the haunting experience with me. The moon had reemerged from behind the clouds, casting its gentle light upon the world. It was a comforting sight, a reminder that even in the darkest of nights, there is always a glimmer of hope and a chance for redemption. As I reached the outskirts of town, I glanced back at the haunted hospital one last time. Its broken windows and crumbling walls stood as a silent testament to the passage of time and the enduring mystery of the supernatural. From that night onward, I became more cautious in my pursuit of the unknown. I no longer sought out haunted places with reckless abandon, understanding that some mysteries are best left untouched. The experience had taught me the importance of respecting the boundaries between the living and the departed. Though I had escaped the clutches of the haunted hospital, its memory lingered in my mind. I couldn't forget the ghostly figures, the chilling whispers, and the overwhelming sense of dread. It was an experience that would forever be etched into my memory, a reminder of the thin veil that separates our world from the realm of the supernatural. In the years that followed, I often found myself reflecting on that fateful night on the abandoned hospital grounds. It had been a journey into the heart of darkness, where the past and the present converged in a haunting dance. And while I had emerged from that nightmarish experience with my life intact, I knew that I had forever been changed by the encounter with the haunted hospital at night gone wrong.